Akira is engrossed in a zombie show, wishing his own life could be as exciting. Next, we see Akira securing a position in the production department 3 years ago, a job he had always aspired to have. Just before his meeting with Kasugi, the department chief, Akira accidentally collides with Saori, an employee from the accounting department. Saori kindly provides Akira with some insights into the business and wishes him luck on his first day. Following his initial day at work, Akira attends a company gathering at a bar. They inquire about Akira's college experience and other topics. While at the bar, Akira notices Satori and resolves to make a positive impression on her by working diligently. Unexpectedly, everyone's demeanor undergoes a transformation, and they become mindless worker drones. Akira notices their peculiar behavior in the workplace and wonders about the cause. Despite enduring numerous sleepless nights on the job, Akira returns home feeling exhausted. Despite the lack of rest, he remains determined to give it his all. Akira is informed about the company's employee-friendly policies, including annual paid vacations, anniversary leave, and mental health days. However, Akira sarcastically highlights other aspects of the job that are far from reality. A year goes by, and Kasugi assigns Akira a task to be completed within a week since Takahashi is temporarily unavailable. Satori kindly brings Akira some food as he has been working non-stop, even past his lunch break. Akira jokingly mentions that Satori is the only one keeping him sane, but later discovers she is actually the CEO's mistress, which changes his perspective. Despite the absence of Satori as a motivation, Akira wonders why he continues working for the production company. He contemplates finding another job, but realizes he may not have the time and doesn't want to burden his team. As he enters his 3rd year, Akira becomes increasingly stressed to the point where he contemplates suicide. Seeking solace, he watches TV shows discussing workplace etiquette and the importance of worker safety and well-being. Once again, Akira wakes up feeling sleep-deprived. He notices a reminder letter on his door regarding an unpaid fee for his bike space. Akira decides to discuss the matter with the building manager, but he receives no response and finds the manager's door open. To his surprise, the manager has turned into a zombie. Suddenly, Akira finds himself being chased by an army of zombies, questioning the unfolding events. After some reflection, Akira finds joy in the zombie apocalypse, as it means he no longer has to go to work. Akira discovers a safe spot amidst the zombie chaos and ponders how to make the most of his newfound free time. Additionally, he expresses concern for Satori's well-being, but admits that he would rather face being devoured by zombies than keep his feelings for her concealed. Arriving at Satori's apartment, he realizes that his boss has turned into a zombie. Akira takes the opportunity to inform his boss about his resignation, utilizing his rugby skills to tackle him out of the window, resulting in his demise. Noticing Satori's transformation into a zombie, Akira bravely declares his love for her. Subsequently, Akira ventures out at night to visit a store, reflecting on the direction he wants his life to take. The episode concludes with Akira entering the store, purchasing a Sharpie and a notebook, and transforming it into a comprehensive bucket list containing 100 goals to accomplish. Akira wakes up from a nightmare and realizes he doesn't have to go to work because of the zombie apocalypse. While enjoying himself by drinking beer and tidying up his home, a news reporter is shown reporting on the chaos caused by the zombie apocalypse, but she gets attacked and perishes. After witnessing this, Akira briefly ponders his situation before the thought of having more beer comes to mind. Unfortunately, Akira runs out of beer, so he reluctantly leaves his home to get more. On a nearby balcony, a couple who haven't turned into zombies yet spot Akira hanging around one of their poles. He explains his situation and plans to them, promising to bring them some supplies after his trip to the store. At the store, Akira notices a girl drinking water. While grabbing beer, he tries to exchange numbers with her. However, she refuses and reprimands him for risking his life for beer. She makes it clear that she wouldn't team up with someone who doesn't have their priorities straight. Ignoring her comments, Akira faces a group of zombies entering the store. In a surprising turn of events, she grabs Akira and saves him from a truck crashing into the store to eliminate the zombies. Akira expresses gratitude, but he realizes that his bike has been damaged by the truck's impact. Finding a motorcycle, Akira uses it to return to the Kosaka's place, the couple he encountered earlier. Unfortunately, their home is covered in blood and severely damaged, leading him to realize they are either dead or turned into zombies. Feeling disheartened, he goes back home and contemplates his life. He retrieves his bucket list and begins crossing off 33 items before going to bed. We are then taken to a flashback featuring the girl Akira met at the store. She is working out and listening to the emergency broadcast on her radio. Attempting to contact the LA station, she receives no response. So, she spends time jotting down activities to avoid turning into a zombie. With her binoculars, she analyzes the different types of zombies outside and takes notes. Eventually, she leaves her home to gather essential supplies, but feels tempted to indulge in one of her favorite desserts, Sakura Mochi. Suddenly, Akira enters the store, singing his beer song, and we see the situation from the girl's perspective through the camera on her bike. She spots the car before it collides with the store. After returning home, she reviews the footage and notices Akira just before he entered the building. She wonders if she should have gotten the Sakura Mochi at the store. In the bustling atmosphere of Club Showtime, Sho and other staff managers find themselves defending their establishment from a horde of zombies. Meanwhile, Akira is resolute in his determination to locate his friend Kensho. Rewinding a few hours back, we find Akira attempting to check off an item from his bucket list, growing a beard. Regrettably, this endeavor doesn't go as planned. Amidst his facial hair experiment, Akira's phone receives a series of message notifications, notifying him that the Wi-Fi has been restored. This prompts him to reflect on how he hadn't had the time to check his messages for the past 3 years, resulting in an overwhelming influx of unanticipated messages. While going through his list, he stumbles upon Kensho's name. Fueled by the belief that Kensho is still alive, Akira becomes resolute in his mission to find him. Simultaneously, Kensho is struggling to survive in Club Showtime, confined to the bondage room and faced with a perilous encounter with a zombie. Akira reaches out to Kensho by phone and assures him that they will meet at Shinjuku, despite Kensho's warnings. During his journey to Shinjuku, Akira takes a moment to acquaint the audience with details about Kensho, a popular college student, Akira's closest friend, and a partygoer, who later became a successful real estate agent. Although Akira was at times irritated by Kensho's advice to leave his exploitative job, he remains unwavering in his commitment to save his friend. In the climax, as Shu succumbs to the zombies, the noise draws their attention away. Kensho seizes this opportunity and escapes the room, eventually running into Akira. Expressing remorse for not having listened to Kensho and being envious of his success, Akira sincerely apologizes. They are then chased to the rooftop by the pursuing zombies. With a daring move, Akira jumps to a nearby building and urges Kensho to follow suit. However, Kensho reveals that he had never been fond of his job and had been merely putting on a show all these years. His true passion lies in becoming a stand-up comic, and Akira wholeheartedly encourages him to pursue it by quitting his job. Kensho takes a leap of faith, successfully making it across to the other building, shedding his clothes along the way. Later that night, as they talk on the rooftop, Kensho confides in Akira about his ambition to save the survivors of the apocalypse, although Akira remains skeptical. The episode concludes with Kensho and Akira sleeping on the rooftop, and the camera pans to a close-up of Akira's bucket list, signifying the journey that lies ahead for both friends. Akira was engrossed in playing a video game centered around zombies, while Kensho took on the role of chef, preparing a meal for both of them on the rooftop. In a light-hearted banter, Kensho teased Akira about his dating life but wished him good luck. As Akira continued with his game, Kensho took a peek at Akira's bucket list. Despite Akira's suggestion that he should create his own list, Kensho decided to add some items to Akira's list, emphasizing his commitment to being there for Akira after saving him from a near-death experience. Akira then proposed a trip to Ikeburo to purchase a widescreen television, a request tied to one of his bucket list goals. During their conversation, Kensho shared his aspiration of becoming a stand-up comedian with Akira, causing Akira to contemplate his own dreams. Their journey took an unexpected turn when they encountered a truck driven by a zombie. Akira skillfully navigated through a series of zombie-related obstacles, leading them to take refuge in an underground section of a shopping mall where they encountered other survivors. These survivors, however, did not share the same optimism as Akira and Kensho about the zombie apocalypse. Recognizing an opportunity to fulfill one of Akira's bucket list items, Akira and Kensho decided to engage with the female survivors they had encountered. The girls, named Reika, Maki, and Yukari, introduced themselves as flight attendants, much to the delight of Kensho and Akira. Akira pondered how he could make their experience better, given the grim circumstances created by the zombies. Observing Kensho's success with one of the attendants, Akira resorted to a humorous stunt involving tequila to make one of the other girls laugh. Akira's plan succeeded, and all the girls burst into laughter. However, Akira had to retreat to the restroom to deal with the effects of the tequila. During his absence, Yukari checked on him. Meanwhile, Kensho and Maki explored a store together. Raika expressed her dissatisfaction with life, but their time took a dark turn when the man they were with turned into a zombie and attacked her. The situation alarmed Kensho and Maki. On the other hand, Yukari confided in Akira, sharing her concerns about her career and revealing that she had a boyfriend. Maki and Kensho encountered a zombified Reika, and a gruesome incident unfolded as Maki lost her life. Kensho had to defend himself by using Reika's suitcase as a weapon. Meanwhile, Yukari and Akira had a heart-to-heart conversation about their career dilemmas. Akira realized that despite his initial dreams of working in the production industry, his current journey had made him realize that his dream was not truly his own. In the midst of their conversation, the man who had been with them earlier arrived and attacked Yukari. Akira managed to fend him off, but it became apparent that Yukari had been infected. Despite Akira's efforts, Yukari urged him to leave her behind, confessing her love for her job despite her misgivings. Akira reluctantly departed and encountered Kensho, who had successfully procured an 8K widescreen television. As they made their escape from the area and returned to their hideout, Akira reflected on the words of Kensho and Yukari. He decided to add a new item to his bucket list, to remember his childhood dream. The episode concluded with Akira resuming his game of playing a zombie-themed video game. Kensho was busy checking the latest news about the outbreak, while Akira was engrossed in the same zombie-themed video game he had been playing in the past few days. Kensho shared some information with Akira about how the self-defense force had isolated certain areas in Hokkaido and that some villages had sealed off access tunnels. Akira took some comfort in the thought that his family might be safe since they were in Gunma. In a somewhat surprising move, Kensho decided to dye his hair yellow. During a conversation, Akira confided in Kensho about his desire to become a superhero who fights zombies, a dream from his childhood. Akira even added this superhero aspiration to his bucket list. To make this dream a reality, Akira and Kensho embarked on a trip to the aquarium. Inside the aquarium, they ventured into its back rooms, where Akira stumbled upon a random shark suit in a locker. With some creativity and the use of spray paint, he transformed it into his very own superhero costume. In a flashback, Akira had mentioned to Kensho his desire to use a shark suit as his costume, since it was designed to protect humans from shark bites. Back in the present, a female survivor from episode 2 rushed past Akira and entered the aquarium with a group of people. Akira saw an opportunity to impress her by taking on the pursuing zombies. However, he underestimated the pain of zombie bites and had to call on Kensho for assistance. Unfortunately, Kensho could only watch as there was only one shark suit available. Nonetheless, Akira managed to defeat the zombies by tossing them into a nearby lake. Much to his disappointment, he noticed that the girl did not seem impressed by his actions. Akira later rejoined Kensho and the other survivors. Kensho encouraged him to approach the girl he had been trying to impress. Akira introduced himself, and the girl analyzed his behavior, questioning his motives for helping others. While she acknowledged Akira's effort, she raised concerns about the risks he was taking and how it could endanger those close to him. These remarks left Akira deep in thought about his actions. Suddenly, a loud banging sound grabbed everyone's attention. Akira and Kensho investigated and encountered a shark with 2 humans trapped inside it. As they fled from the pursuing shark and ran into more zombies, the girl pointed out an emergency exit. They all made a dash for it, but the girl pushed aside Akira's crush. Akira realized she was missing and decided to go back to save her from the shark. She questioned his determination to follow through on things, leaving Kensho feeling helpless as he couldn't do much to assist. The girl proposed a plan to defeat the shark, splitting up to execute their respective roles. While the girl handled her part, Akira confronted the shark alone. The shark initially overwhelmed him, but Kensho's clever distraction gave Akira the courage to face the shark head-on. The girl tossed batteries to Akira, enabling him to deliver an electrifying blow to the shark. After a fierce battle, Akira was able to check off his superhero dream from his bucket list. Kensho took the opportunity to ask the girl why she hadn't joined the other survivors. She explained that she preferred not to be part of large groups anymore. Upon spotting Akira's bucket list, she remarked on the irony of their differing goals. Before parting ways, Akira inquired about her future plans, and she expressed her desire to travel to a safe and sustainable place. She shared her contact information with Akira, revealing her name to be Shizuka Mikazuki. The episode concluded with Akira and Kensho planning to head to Gunma in search of Akira's family. Akira and Kensho were admiring expensive watches when they returned to their hideout. Unfortunately, they were met with a power outage and water shortage. In this moment of uncertainty, Akira gazed at the night sky, reminiscing about his hometown, Gunma. It was then that Kensho suggested they pay a visit to see if Akira's parents had survived. Taking this idea seriously, Kensho and Akira carefully packed for their journey and set off for Gunma. During the drive, Akira expressed his desire to acquire an RV to simplify their trip. They arrived at an RV show where they unexpectedly encountered Shizuka again. Akira extended an invitation for her to join their journey, but she declined due to her lack of a driver's license. Upon learning of Shizuka's license issue, Akira and Kensho emphasized the potential risks of her driving an RV without experience, attempting to convince her to come along. While they contemplated the vast selection of RVs, Shizuka sought one that would suit their needs. Despite Akira and Kensho's initial suggestion of a luxurious RV, Shizuka found it inadequate. However, Kensho proposed selecting an RV that aligned with their preferences. In the midst of their decision-making, they unintentionally attracted the attention of numerous zombies. To evade the impending danger, they hastily hopped into a random RV and sped away. Shizuka voiced her belief that a virus had caused the zombie outbreak and that developing a vaccine could be a solution. Suddenly, they encountered a spike strip obstacle that led to Kensho injuring himself, as he had been riding a motorcycle. To their surprise, they crossed paths with a rival faction led by Chief Kosugi, Akira's former team leader from his workplace. Kosugi was astonished that Akira had survived and offered them shelter at his truck shop, complete with food, spare tires, and other necessities. While Akira was grateful for the offer, he couldn't ignore the strange feeling in his chest after reuniting with the person who had made his life difficult. Kosugi, however, had ulterior motives. He insisted that Akira and his friends work for him for 2 days and used the threat of zombies to coerce compliance. Kosugi provided Akira with a rundown of his tasks while Shizuka attended to Kensho's wounds. She worried that Kosugi might find a way to extend Akira's duties beyond the agreed 2 days. The following day, Akira diligently attended to his work, noticing the overall sense of misery among the people around him. In a small act of kindness, he secretly stored some beer to share with them later. When Kosugi caught wind of this, he initially questioned the wasteful use of electricity. However, his stance shifted when his colleagues decided to throw a welcoming party for Akira and his friends. They left, and Akira observed how Kosugi was using zombies as if they were mere tools. In another scene, Kensho and Shizuka discussed Akira's situation further, pondering why he endured Kosugi's torment. A brief flashback shed light on Shizuka's own past, explaining how deeply Kosugi's actions had scarred Akira. The episode concluded with Akira working alongside the zombies. Young Shizuka has taken in a stray puppy she found on the street, but her father strongly opposes her caring for it, believing that it's not a good idea to nurture the vulnerable. In the present, Kosugi fulfills his promise to host a welcoming party for his associates, with Shizuka observing from a distance. While Akira grapples with his role as a waiter for Kosugi's group, Kosugi instructs Shizuka to pour him a drink. He pours her some beer and makes inappropriate remarks towards her. Kosugi beckons Akira over and requests another beer. Akira inadvertently hands him an empty bottle, leading to Kosugi's outburst. Meanwhile, Shizuka reflects on her past, which revolved around her father, a ruthless financier, and her struggle to live up to his high expectations. Shizuka once hid a dog named Rue in her room, and when she eventually healed Rue, she confided in her father about her dream of becoming a doctor. However, her father dismissed the idea due to financial concerns and had Rue killed. We are shown a series of snapshots from Shizuka's life, illustrating her compliance with her father's orders. Despite her grievances, Shizuka believes that obeying him is necessary for her survival. After more confrontation with Akira, Kosugi implies that Akira would be better off working for him than attempting to survive in the apocalypse with his friends. Shizuka reminisces about another moment from her past when her father pointed out less fortunate individuals and urged her to continue following his directives. She realized that obeying her father's orders only served his own interests. Returning to the RV, Shizuka discovers Akira's bucket list, adds an item to it, and informs Kosugi that she, Kencho, and Akira will be leaving after the agreed 2 days. However, Akira surprises them by deciding to stay with Kosugi, feeling that he owes him for their help. Before departing, Shizuka confesses the truth about Kosugi's ulterior motives to Akira, revealing that he had opened her eyes to the situation. She hands Akira his bucket list and asks him what he truly desires. We catch a glimpse of what Shizuka added to the list the previous night. She wants Akira to confront Kosugi. Kosugi attempts to sabotage Akira's bucket list, but Akira protects it. Akira expresses gratitude for Kosugi's assistance but informs him of his decision to part ways. Kosugi insists that Akira won't survive outside, but Akira chooses to take his chances with his friends rather than continue working as a mindless servant for Kosugi's benefit. One of Kosugi's men returns with a truck loaded with supplies, but a zombie inside the vehicle bites him, causing chaos. Akira quickly devises a plan, enlisting the help of the delivery team. He rescues Kosugi from becoming zombie food, and the delivery team forms a barrier around them. After a dramatic escape, the people who worked under Kosugi decide to quit, leaving him behind as they depart. The episode concludes with Akira, Kencho, and Shizuka heading to Gunma in search of Akira's family, with Akira acknowledging how he's completed 15 out of 100 things on his bucket list so far, while he and his allies are on their way to Gunma. During their road trip there, they stumble upon a truck getting attacked by zombies. Akira suits up in his shark suit and plans to save the person trapped inside. However, the survivor in question, Beatrix Ammerhauser, handles the zombies with ease with her samurai gear. Beatrix reveals she's a foreigner from Germany and went to Japan because she adores Nippon's culture. She asks Akira and his friends to help her deliver the fish in the truck to Takasaki City. She wants to deliver the fish because she wants to meet the last surviving sushi chef to have her fill of delicious sushi. Shizuka and Kencho are baffled by her answer, but Akira is on board with helping Beatrix achieve his mission. Akira, Beatrix, and the others arrive at Takasaki but run into a group of zombies again. Akira and the others go with Shizuka's burning plan to defeat the zombies. While everything seems to be flowing smoothly, a new horde of zombies shows up and rushes toward their RV. Despite all hope being lost, Akira doesn't want to give up yet. Akira's unwavering determination makes Beatrix recount a brief moment from her past as a child that involved sushi. This motivates her to fight the horde alongside Akira as she promises not to waver again. Fortunately, Shizuka uses Beatrix's drone to lure the zombies to a new area. Kencho throws a Molotov at them after they get covered in gasoline, resulting in all the zombies perishing. Thereafter, our heroes head for the sushi chef's Taisho restaurant and eat sushi with each other. Beatrix says it tastes bittersweet, but she's glad she got to try it. Taisho weeps and thanks everyone for enjoying his food since he worked hard to perfect his craft. He tells them they can have some sake for free with their meal. After fulfilling that bucket list item, Akira and his friends plan to tackle another one by visiting a hot spring. Beatrix goes off on a tangent about hot springs and its relation to love. Akira reflects on her words and believes life would be more fun if he spent it with someone he liked. Shizuka disagrees because she feels it'd be a waste of time. Akira and Kencho jump into the hot springs water and start swimming. Beatrix informs Shizuka that the women's area doesn't have hot water, so they'll have to bathe with Kencho and Akira. Shizuka refuses to bathe with them, but Beatrix doesn't mind. Unfortunately, a group of zombies rears their heads out of the water, causing our protagonists to flee the hot springs. They head toward a mountaintop to grieve. Akira stumbles upon a new hot springs location at night and starts bathing. During his swim, he accidentally bumps into Shizuka. Akira bathes on the opposite side of a boulder to avoid further complications with Shizuka. Shizuka apologizes for what she said earlier to Akira about his ideas for love. She explains how her father never approved of how she lived her life and it affected how she perceived others' desires. Shizuka says she's jealous of Akira's ability to say what comes to his mind and how he's not focused on needing to win someone's approval. She admits she's terrible at romance and is afraid to get hurt. Shizuka hopes if she falls in love, it's with someone she can be open with. Suddenly, Kencho and Beatrix arrive and are disappointed in Shizuka and Akira for hiding this spot from them. The episode closes with them jumping into the hot springs and ruining Shizuka and Akira's moment together. Begins with a flashback of Akira speaking with his father about his dreams. In the present, Kencho informs the others that they are almost at Akira's hometown. He, Shizuka, and Beatrix can't wait to introduce themselves to his family. Akira questions how his father will react to him being out of work when they arrive there. Suddenly, Akira stops the RV after noticing a pile of cards blocking the tunnel that'll lead him and his allies to his hometown. Akira exits the RV to investigate and discovers there's a horde of zombies inside the tunnel. He confirms that none of the zombies in the tunnel look like the people from his hometown. Our heroes take an alternative route to the village. During their expedition, Shizuka tells Akira she believes the villagers are safe since they successfully sealed away the zombies in the tunnel. They encounter and save a man named Masaru from a zombie boar. Masaru explains his situation to them and leads them to the treehouse he's working on. Akira gets inspired and asks Shizuka, Kencho, and Beatrix to help him assist Masaru in completing his project. As they work on Masaru's treehouse, he shares his philosophy concerning trees and the voice forest with them. Akira ponders Masaru's beliefs while he's working. He relates the concept to how he perceives others, himself, and the world around him, and questions if it'll make him more mindful. Furthermore, he questions how it'll affect what he writes on his bucket list. Masaru praises Akira for his hard work and shares that he once was working on a treehouse for his son. When Akira asks Masaru what his son's been up to, Masaru's tone changes. He tells Akira he had to murder his son because he turned into a zombie. Akira comforts Masaru, and they continue working on the treehouse. With Shizuka and Beatrix's help, they finish the treehouse and have fun. After celebrating, Masaru tells them he'll reside here for the time being, but to give him a call if they ever need help. Akira and his friends continue their journey to Akira's hometown. He shares insight about his homeland's history and locations with his friends. Eventually, they arrive, and Akira points out his home to Beatrix, Shizuka, and Kencho. When they get closer to town, Akira notices no one's outside and everything looks disheveled, causing him to panic. He rushes home, only to find the townspeople partying hard. The townspeople inform Akira's parents that he's arrived. Akira thanks his father for everything he's done for him and apologizes for not doing much for them. His father hits him on the head and scolds him for spewing nonsense. His father informs Kencho, Beatrix, and Shizuka they have empty rooms they can use and suggests they get some rest. He tells his wife he'll be heading to the fields and suggests she take over from here. Akira's mother hands Akira and his friends some food and explains how everyone has been functioning in the village before and after the zombie outbreak occurred. As for the zombies in the tunnel, Akira's mother says people attempted to seek refuge in town. However, some were infected and ended up infecting everyone. Akira's mother said they had no choice but to seal the tunnel to prevent the infection from spreading. Fortunately, his mother said some people survived and are comfortably living amongst the villagers. Beatrix gets inspired and tells Akira he should add a historic home renovation-related item to his bucket list. Akira thinks it's a stellar idea but wants to focus on repaying his mother and father. Kencho, Shizuka, and Beatrix depart to explore the town, leaving Akira alone with his mother. He attempts to help his mother with things to fulfill his repayment goal. His mother thanks him for worrying about her, but suggests he gets some rest after his long journey here. His father returns home and asks him to help him with some farming duties. After failing to connect with his father, Akira leaves to wash his face. He ponders what he can do to make his mother and father happy. Meanwhile, Akira's father succumbs to pain as it's revealed he's extremely ill. Akira returns with green beans and follows his father back to their home. They cross paths with some people who came from the city, but Akira feels like he's seen their leader somewhere before. The city people head to the tunnel and alarm the zombies. We cut to a flashback involving the gentleman Akira was familiar with and learn about his life and motives before and after the outbreak occurred. During the outbreak, the man finds 3 other people and a spare notebook. He starts jotting down his and their ideas, which are anything but wholesome. In the present, the gentleman closes his notebook, which shares a similar title to Akira's bucket list. The episode closes with him and his companions preparing to do something reckless. The episode begins with a few females helping Akira complete his dreadlocks bucket list item. Then the girls discuss their previous lives with Akira. One of the girls reveals she was a makeup artist for the zombie film Akira watched during the anime's start. Confirming this information causes the woman to recall events that happened to her and her film crew when the zombie pandemic began. While this woman is depressed about what happened that day, the other female wants to remain positive and live peacefully in Akira's home village. Meanwhile, an old woman named Tomi thanks Shizuka for assisting the village. Suddenly, an old man named Hiko grabs Shizuka because he thinks she's his wife, Akemi. Tomi grabs Hiko and tosses him out. She apologizes to Shizuka for his actions and explains how Hiko used to be one of the best hunters in the village. Suddenly, a man arrives and asks Tomi if she can tend to his wound. Shizuka stops Tomi and shares advice on what she should do to help the gentleman recover properly. Then, a herd of men enters the building, including Hiko. They surround Shizuka and beg her to tend to their injuries. We shift to Kensho receiving intel about the village's cesspit from a villager. Kensho spots a girl nearby. The villager informs Kensho that she's a city girl who lost her family to the apocalypse. The only family she has left is her friendly canine. Kensho juggles Daruma antiques in front of her and informs her about his desire to become a professional comedian. After giggling, we learn the girl's named Anju, and the dog is named Charo. Then, we spot Beatrix discussing with a female villager about the village's hydroelectric water wheel. The female villager shows Beatrix the water wheel's earth leakage circuit breaker, explains its functions, and warns her not to touch it. We shift focus to Akira's group. The woman who calmed the makeup artist down says she feels at ease in this village. She feels this way because of the village's limitations, convenience, and hospitality. Later, Kensho reunites with Akira and the two discuss their village experiences so far. Kensho spots Higurashi nearby and calls out to him. Higurashi notices Akira next to Kensho and leaves. Kensho reminds Akira that Higurashi was a student who attended the same gen ed classes as them. Higurashi wanders the village. He's frustrated that Akira and Kensho are here. However, his mood changes when he recalls his nefarious plans for this village. At night, Akira and his father drink. Akira notices his father looks off. He tells his father he wouldn't mind staying in the village to assist him and his wife with things. Akira's father argues Akira should follow his dreams and leave this village. Akira tells his father he wants to repay his debt to them. His father goes on a tangent about his old desire to become an astronaut. Ultimately, his father tells him not to, sell himself short and to find and achieve the biggest dream possible. Meanwhile, Higurashi's gang enacts their plan and frees the zombies behind the barrier. Later, everyone notices someone freed the zombies. Akira's father tells Akira to reunite with his friends and promises him he'll take care of his mother. Higurashi and his cronies complete several bucket list items while leading the zombie pack toward the village. Simultaneously, the villagers protect Akira and his friends by combating the zombies. Akira reunites with Beatrix, Kensho, and Shizuka, and they learn someone tampered with the electric circuit breaker. Then Higurashi and his pals greet our protagonists and reveal they're the ones responsible for this travesty. Higurashi argues that they will all become zombies eventually, so he and his buddies don't mind causing trouble until that time comes. Additionally, Higurashi says he's always hated how Akira enjoyed life during their college days. Akira says it's okay to enjoy life the way you want to and to desire freedom. However, he says it's important to respect others' freedom and doesn't like how Higurashi and his buddies are trying to steal that away from the villagers. Akira jots down a new item and states he wants to repay his parents for their love and support. Higurashi laughs and challenges Akira to see who'll complete their bucket list first. Shizuka tells Akira they should focus on evacuating the villagers. Beatrix plans to shut down the electrical fence's generator, while Akira says he'll focus on giving back to his parents. Although she finds Akira's task strange, Shizuka tells everyone to reunite at the suspension bridge once Beatrix shuts off the electric fence. Kensho notices Anju rushing toward the village and chases after her. Meanwhile, Higarashi's female companion notices Beatrix and plans to stop her. Higurashi tells the others they can do what they want. The episode closes with Higurashi vowing to turn everyone in the village into zombies so he can end his summer break on a high note. Episode 11, Hometown of the Dead 2. The episode begins with Akira's father, mother, and the others struggling against the zombies. Meanwhile, Akira's fighting off zombies and hopes he'll be able to reach his folks soon. Meanwhile, Anju finds Charo having a frisky time with a chicken and stops him. Kensho arrives and leads Anju and Charo to the rooftop. He tells Anju they'll be safe up here. Suddenly, one of Higurashi's pals arrives and fights Kensho. Elsewhere, Higurashi's female companion interferes with Beatrix's plan and the two battle. Then, we cut to Shizuka, who tells Tomei and Hiko that she wants to help them evacuate the village. Tomei insists Shizuka leave her and the others and save herself. Shizuka refuses and leads the zombies away from Tome and the others. Simultaneously, Akira wards off zombies who are trying to reach his family and other survivors who are with them. Akira tells his folks he hasn't done enough for them yet and refuses to die until he achieves that goal. Frustrated, Akira's father grabs Akira, tosses him inside, and asks him to protect his mother. Akira's father leaves the shelter and plans to confront the zombies in Akira's stead. In a flashback, we learn about the goon who is fighting Kensho's horrible lifestyle. Then we cut to Shizuka and her encounter with Higurashi's obese, gun-wielding comrade. This man chases Shizuka down because he wants to French kiss her badly. At the same time, we delve into his life through a flashback, learning he used to work at a restaurant. We learn he was a chef who started a fire at a restaurant, leading to him getting the boot. In the present, the obese man says it was unfair how he got fired and states how unlucky he is. Suddenly, Hiko wakes up from a nap and calls out Akimi's name. Elsewhere, Beatrix and the woman stop fighting for a moment. Beatrix asks the woman why she's doing something evil. We peer into her life through a flashback. We learn she was a bossy individual who was upset that she couldn't get her way. We cut to Kensho's tussle with one of Higurashi's comrades. Kensho shares his opinion on the man's situation, grabs his weapon, and sends him hurtling off the roof alongside him. Kensho removes his clothes and jumps into the nasty cesspit to hide his scent. The zombies chase after Higurashi's comrade, and his comrade rams into the electric fence. He becomes a well-cooked meal for the zombies. Kensho exits the cesspit and gives Anju and Charo a thumbs up, signaling to them that he's okay. Meanwhile, Hiko gives Tomei and the others a motivational lecture to instill hope in them. Simultaneously, Shizuka discusses the recognition hyperfocalization theory with the obese man. The obese man ignores Shizuka's words and states he's the lucky one in this situation. Suddenly, Hiko shoots at them from afar, while more elderly people arrive at the scene. They jump the obese man and leave him critically wounded. Shizuka stands above the person, stating how someone as self-absorbed as them will never be lucky. At the same time, Beatrix explains her culture to the woman she's fighting, but the woman tells her she doesn't care. Beatrix hops atop the water wheel and, with the zombies' assistance, destroys it. The woman's baffled that Beatrix tackled this situation wrongfully and succeeded. Beatrix says the world's full of colorful people and that instead of pushing one's beliefs about what's right on others, the woman should have questioned herself to see if she was the wrong one. Beatrix leaves the woman to die at the zombies' hands. Elsewhere, Akira's father fights off the zombies attempting to harm his son and the others. However, his father succumbed to his illness. Before the zombies attack him, Higurashi arrives and saves him. Higurashi asks Akira to come outside and get zombified in front of his eyes. If Akira refuses, Higurashi will toss his father at them. The episode ends with a close-up of Akira's disheveled face. Episode 12, Hometown of the Dead 3. The episode begins with an overview of Higurashi's life. We learn about his fruitful childhood and what led him to become the broken individual he is today. One day, he noticed Akira discussing things with his friends. Higurashi says Akira should have been as visionless, empty, and ambitionless as he is. However, he wasn't. Instead, Akira came off as a careless person who could cruise through life without worry. In the present, Higurashi teases Akira to come outside. Akira's father tells him to remain inside. His father doesn't want him or Akira's mother to perish before his eyes. Additionally, he tells Akira he doesn't have much time left. Akira's mother reveals Akira's father has a bad growth on his body. Since there's no doctors or medicine around, she doesn't know a way they can cure it. Akira says they can find a cure and worries he won't have a chance to show him gratitude. Akira's father tells Akira lists ways he can give back to his parents, even after they've passed on. Akira opens the door, letting the zombies inside. Akira screams and exits the shelter in a zombie-like state. Thinking he's won the battle, Higurashi laughs. Akira approaches his father and Higurashi. He grabs a hold of Higurashi and slams him to the ground. Higurashi realizes Akira faked his zombie transformation and wonders how he pulled it off. We receive a scene featuring just that. Akira had the female makeup artist apply ink to his face to make him look like a zombie. Then, he opened the door and screamed. Once the zombies entered, the female makeup artist and others defeated the zombies with weapons. Higurashi is enraged by Akira's genius plan. Akira asks Higurashi about his plans, and Higurashi says he wants to have a chance to do things he's always wanted and have fun with it. Akira says Higurashi didn't look like he was having fun, but Higurashi believes he was having a blast. While lost in thought, a zombie bites Higurashi on the leg, and he realizes his time on Earth will be coming to a close soon. Akira asks Higurashi what he wants to write down on his real bucket list. Higurashi says he simply wanted to have a fun time at the public pool with his friends again. It's revealed via flashback that Akira approached Higurashi during their college days and asked him if he wanted to grab food with him and others. Instead of accepting Akira's offer, Higurashi runs away. Akira says he should have told him sooner. He promises Higurashi he'll attend a public pool outing with him if he ever becomes a zombie. Higurashi pushes Akira aside and rushes toward the zombie horde. He reaches a river and hops inside it. Meanwhile, Kensho and Shizuka reunite with Akira and his group by the electrical fence. Beatrix follows close behind and destroys the fence with the village's water wheel. They reach the suspension bridge but realize it's broken. Suddenly, Mr. Kumano arrives with a spare bridge and hands it to Akira. Akira and Kensho toss the bridge on the other side and urge everyone to travel across it. Once everyone reaches the other side, they use the bridge to swing to their side. Shizuka and Beatrix check on them and relish knowing Kensho and Akira are all right. Kensho and Akira climb the bridge and discuss Higurashi's actions. Kensho believes Higurashi was foolish for his actions, while Akira argues anyone could have turned out like Higurashi, including himself. That's why he tells Kensho he'll never despise Higurashi for his actions. Akira's father helps Akira out and tells him how proud he is of him. Realizing he finally repaid his parents, Akira checks the item off his list. The following day, we see the villagers barricading the zombies inside the highway's tunnel. We cut to Shizuka and Tome discussing what's happened so far. Tome says Mr. Kumano decided to stay in the village and is helping them rebuild the village. Tome thanks Shizuka for sharing her medical wisdom with her and for helping most villagers with their health issues. Elsewhere, Kensho tells Anju she's grown since their battle with the zombies. Anju says if it wasn't for Kensho's comedic essence, she wouldn't be as strong as she is now. Realizing he's become a stand-up comic in someone's eyes, Kensho crosses the list item off. At night, Akira sits by his father's bedside. His father is slowly suffering from his body growth problem. Akira's mother says he's been sleeping well. When Akira's mother brings up his father's daily concerns for him, Akira cries. Akira asks his mother what his father's truly suffering from, and she tells him he has hemorrhoids. He's perplexed, yet glad it's not something too horrible. Akira says his new goals are to find a cure for the zombie infection and to convince his father to attend a hospital for his hemorrhoid issue. Akira adds his goals to the bucket list and asks the others if they want to add anything. After saying goodbye to Akira's family and the villagers, Akira and his friends head off to their RV to save the world. After a brief highlight reel showing Akira and his friends at different locations, the episode closes with our heroes setting their sights on Hokkaido.
How was the video? We hope it was good. If so, please check these videos. Also, please comment down your thoughts and your suggestions for future videos. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing now to show the support to our channel. We hope to see you soon with another video right in this channel. Have a nice day.